November 3rd. Oh, everybody, could you please mute your lines? Mute your, here you go. Let me do it for you. Somebody remind me how to mute everybody. Can somebody remind me how to do that? So does anybody know how to mute?
Yeah, just click on the square in the corner square, or click on the person's picture and just click mute.
It has to be individual. You can't mute everybody.
If you go to Megan, if you go to participants,
yeah,
then you should be able to mute everybody.
Okay, that is helpful. Mute all. Okay, cool. You'd think I haven't done this before. Okay. So welcome to the call. Thank you so much for making it on tonight. I appreciate you all taking the time out of your evening to spend it with us. But man, I just love this. I love getting together with this group. It's so awesome when we get to all be together live. So thanks again. Okay, guys, so just a few announcements before we get going. Well, first of all, let me introduce myself to those of you who I have yet to meet. My name is Meghan Eggleston, and I am the founder of Team Phoenix. We started this team a little over 2.5 years ago, and we are almost 1,000 strong, which is really exciting. You guys may have noticed in the team page that I announced a little contest. We are within a certain amount, I won't say, I just know that we'll hit it this month, 1,000 coaches. And so I want to do a little contest for whoever signs the 1,000th coach will get a prize, a special prize, and then a one-on-one call with me to do like a power business call so we can map out your goals and really get you laser focused on getting your goals in the fastest way possible. So, so get to sponsoring, and maybe you'll win that. So that's one announcement. The second announcement is it's Fall Classic time. I hope that everybody made it onto a Fall Classic team. If you were on this call, then that means you care about taking this business seriously. And Fall Classic is such an opportunity to reach for your goals and, hey, maybe get some prizes for it. It's pretty much just asking you to do the same things you otherwise would, but there's that team environment, that community of doing it within a small group that makes it more fun, makes it, gives you more accountability. It makes you push a little harder than you might for yourself. So I hope you guys all joined a team. If you didn't, next time there's a Team Beachbody Cup or a Fall Classic, those contests are such a great environment. So I strongly encourage those. Other announcements, what else? I think that's all I got. I will do this little last push for anybody who might be considering it. It might be last minute for many people, but the Platinum Edge is a conference put on by Christine Dwyer, our larger upline. She is the basically she has the largest team in the entire network. She dominates like more than half of the network are under her. And we fall into that window, which is amazing because we get access to a lot of resources. One of them being the platinumpresenters.com website. If you talk to your upline or your Diamond upline, if you aren't plugged into that website, there's a ton of free resources there. That's how I learned everything. Fortunately, we've created a lot of our own, but I still feel like, there's a lot of awesome tools there. And I strongly encourage getting plugged in there. But she does a conference every year. This is her 3rd year. And what I love about it is it's more intimate than Summit, although Summit is like the pinnacle of, it's like, the conference to go to for Beachbody. But this has a little different focus. It's more intimate, it's smaller. But the training is very on point with like growing your brand. So, Beachbody is its own brand, so it's going to teach you how to be a Beachbody coach, which is wonderful, and we need that, and it's like the best experience. I love Summit so much. But what I love about the Platinum Edge is it really focuses on how to be you more and how to develop your niche. It's really developing you as an entrepreneur through Beachbody. And so I just find the training there to be pretty solid, and I'm actually going to have the opportunity to speak on a panel there I was invited by Christine to do that. So if anybody is on the fence, might make it happen. It's next Friday through Sunday in Grapevine, Texas, which is near the Dallas Fort Worth area. So if that's something that you might be considering and you're like, man, I really would love to pull that off, let me know and I'll see how we can make that happen. I can help you make that happen. But there are about 8 of us from the team that are going next weekend. So I'm pretty pumped. So just wanted to put that on your radar if you might be considering it. Okay, guys, so the topic that we were talking about is year-end game plan. I feel like that towards the end of the year, towards the more chaotic season of the year, it's easy to lose focus for some people, and life gets supposedly or allegedly busier, and who knows if that's actually true. It's just something that we perpetuated, that this is, a crazy busy time of year, and we should really it's no big deal to give up on our goals. It's no big deal, our fitness goals, our business, or whatever. It's just, we perpetuate this like, woe is me, it's so busy, it's so rushed, and we can excuse ourselves, and everyone else around us will excuse us for not being our best selves. And we're going to talk about how to make sure that your business is fireproof against that. We want to fireproof our business against worrying about okay, this isn't the time of year to push. I'm just going to wait till the new year. And you've heard me say it I'm sure you've heard me say it like a million times in the past few days. But I think it's the absolute worst time of the year to slack off. I think it is the absolute worst time of the year to slack off, because that is saying to people that you don't believe in them, that you don't think it's possible to live a moderate lifestyle. And that's saying that you don't really, helping people isn't truly a priority, because this is when people need it most. I truly believe that this is when people really need the most support. And the last thing we're going to do is decide, people don't want to start a challenge group at this time of year. People aren't ready to work on their fitness. People more than ever need to figure out how to live a lifestyle that is manageable. So we're going to talk about the game plan. You might have if you are really organized and detailed, and you might already have it all mapped out. Good for you. I hope some of you have got it figured out, but some of you may not. And I want to show you kind of what my year-end game plan looks like and how it's going to set me up for success moving into 2016. So I'm going to share my screen. All right. And this is going to be available to you, these notes. Give me a second to pull up my... Okay. So I'm going to give this to you, and you might want to, and what I would suggest you do is take my notes, and you can create a copy of them. See if you, in your Google Drive, you can take this document, go to File, and you can make a copy. And then rename it, put in your notes on it, put your dates if you want to tweak some things. That's what I would suggest. So we're going to start with this. It is crucial to have a plan. And I'm talking about the end of the year, but this is really, did this little setup almost a year ago, talking about my monthly game plan, basically. So this actually looks like every month for me. So I'm not doing anything different. This is going to look like January, February, March, April, May, June, honestly. But I just put some dates on it. So that's what I'm trying to show you is consistency. There was a question in the group tonight. Somebody asked if they saw that people were less likely to participate in their 5-day challenges if they had lower numbers. And I've got to be honest, and this is only my 3rd holiday season coaching, but I never noticed the difference. I just think it's this thing that people just keep saying, and we just assume it's true. And I think the reason that's the case is because I've been so consistent up to that point that I've built I'm harvesting seeds that are planted. I think if you come into the business, this time of year, perhaps it's harder. I don't know. I really don't know. But I think it's really an excuse that we use to not, and I don't think it's conscious. I just think we just assume that must be what it is. So we're not going to like really worry about it. But I don't necessarily think it's the truth. I think it's a matter of your consistency. So we got to have a plan and be consistent. And when you kind of have a challenge on and off, or you don't really have something that is predictable, like if your 5 days happen, every other month, or maybe it was monthly for a couple months and then it was off, and then people don't know what to expect. People don't know that this is something that you do. I just got a message from somebody who I just see liking all my posts. She's really never done anything with me except for 5 days, and then they're pretty inconsistent that she does them. Like, she just pops in every once in a while. Never purchased anything, but she just said, what do I need to do to get you to be my personal coach for a few weeks? I think it's just because she sees every month I personally coach people, and I say it every month. I have this, I do this, and she just knows that to expect that of me. But sporadic challenge groups lead to sporadic results, and that's not what we want. So this has to happen every month. And so the reason is because consistency builds momentum. I mean, momentum, I think, is such an underestimated component factor in our businesses. John Maxwell calls it the big mo. I mean, momentum is huge, and I have seen the consequence of losing momentum personally in my business. The first time ever was when I moved this summer. I moved, and I knew I had to slow down. I knew I was going to have to take, and I think I let some things slow down way too much. And it has been painful to get myself back to a place that I can build on the momentum. So I backtracked. Just think about a train. Just think about this like train that's like thousands of tons that's going. Just like really visualize what that looks like. How they start kind of slow, those wheels kind of chug. It takes time, it's so heavy. And it just like picture what that looks like. Those wheels kind of spin, and then it gets going, and it just picks up, and then it just goes going. And then it's just like lightning speed. There's like nothing stopping it. That thing can go off the tracks. It is just blazing down. But what happens when that has to come to a halt? Getting it back going, it is so hard. And that's what this consistency does, this game plan does, is it keeps that momentum going. And when that momentum is going, nothing can stop it. So that's what you want to create in your business. And I mean, there are times when, I am tempted to not do a 5-day, or I'm tempted to just like slack off a little bit in certain areas because of whatever's going on in my life. But I know that I'm going to lose momentum. That is so critical. So that is something that I really want people to understand, is that momentum is, momentum is what's going to keep you in this business. Because if you, I see it a lot that people who are inconsistent with the Hitting Success Club, they never really feel like they get traction in their business, and they constantly feel like they're like trying to drum up business, and that's stressful, and that makes them feel like they're not cut out for this. They'll feel like if this is what it feels like every month or every time I'm ready to work, then it's not fun. But you won't feel that if you stick to this kind of plan on a consistent basis. So I'm going to call week 1 next month, and if you already have something in place and it doesn't quite look like this, I'm not saying that your plan's not right at all. Like everybody, that is not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying if you don't have something in place, this perhaps could be it. Or maybe you have something in place, but you need some ideas. So I hope this helps everybody, no matter if they're starting from scratch or if they already have their stuff planned out for the next. And I know a lot of you do. A lot of you have been very consistent, are running your 5-day groups consistently, have it on your calendars. I know Jen McNeil has shared her plan with people, her dates, which is great. So we're going to start with, and this is what mine kind of looks like. So we're going to start with week 1 next week. So Sunday is when I am going to be promoting my 30-day challenge group, or 21-day. Mine's actually going to be a 21-day group because the 21-day fix is on sale. And I know that I'll get a lot of people on that. So Sunday is actually November 8th, but I'm calling week 1 November 9th, Monday. So I'm starting with the Monday. But that Sunday, I'm putting a post up on and I hope you guys are taking some notes. I should have posted these notes. Oh, well. Take some notes. On Sunday, I'm posting my challenge group. I'm putting a nice little picture up, putting a nice little, invitation to join my challenge group. I'm going to create an event. If you aren't creating events to invite, that's what I'm doing. And then during the week, I'm going to continue to post about it. I'm going to maybe talk about it on Tuesday or Wednesday, and then maybe on Thursday. But that's my game plan next week. All right. Also on next week, it's the sneak peek week. So you are putting anybody in that group. That's for my group. If you want to join my group, your Diamond Uplight might have something planned later in the month. That's totally cool. You do that. But know that I am hosting something for your potential prospect, your prospect coaches, and they can join into that sneak peek. So, and some of these things you probably already know if you read the newsletter. So that this is my interruption for some commercials. Here is, I post a lot of these things in the newsletter. So if you aren't reading the newsletters, this is where to get these details. This is where to get the links to the calls. This is where to get, when the Power Hour group starts. That's where you'll find those things. So please get on that newsletter. So my sneak peek week is next week, 3 days. I'm only doing 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You'll see that link in the newsletter. So also during week 1, I'm following up with personal limitations I made from the previous 5-day group. So I'm hosting a 5-day group this week. So I'm going to be following up those personal conversations. Okay, maybe you didn't. Say maybe you didn't do a 5-day group this week. That's okay. But you did. What about your last one? Going back into that group, the people who participated in it and the people who dropped out of it even. Are you forgetting those people? There's people who dropped out because they couldn't get to the grocery store, because they didn't prep in time. It's really, I think a couple of the Diamond of the Weeks had mentioned this. I know Teresa Levine did. She really goes back. She gets a lot of results from going back to those people because they love the idea of getting all this stuff up front and doing the prepping on their own. So that kind of makes them feel like, oh, that's even extra value. I need that. So following up with those personal limitations from your 5-day group, as well as the dropouts. There's people who just couldn't make it, didn't end up committing. So I hope that you are, constantly inviting, constantly following up. So making personal invitations to your challenge group all week long. So that post is not going to cut it. Putting that pretty post up there, not going to cut it. You've got to do more. That's just to show, I think that's mainly to show people that you do it. And I think the real yeses come from the personal invitations. Just know that. Just know that when you put that post up, don't expect the floodgates to open and people to come pouring in and saying, yes, 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 sign me up. I think that post is really more to show people that this is something you do every month. You are somebody to count on every month. You are somebody who can provide them assistance when they're ready. So let's assume that you are going to get 1 yes for every 10 people you invite. I've heard the statistic like it's more like 2 to 3. I think obviously it's going to vary on so many different factors, but how many people do you want in your challenge group? Well, at least 3, right? Because if we want to hit Success Club, we need at least 3 people. So if you want to hit Success Club, expect to invite up to 30 people. Yeah, that's the reality, is you are going to get well into these double digits if you're trying to hit Success Club. That's the reality. And don't be discouraged to get a no, because those other 27 who maybe didn't say yes are now seeds planted. Think about all those seeds that you're planting the more you invite. Perhaps you've heard the phrase go for no. So you can write this down, go for no. I know some teams right now using the Fall Classic as an opportunity to get 100 no's. I would love to do that. Maybe we'll do that for December. But they basically make this grid of 100 blocks. And they put, their goal, everybody's goal is to get 100 no's. So that means they have to invite a lot of freaking people. But then when they go for no, they're less focused on the pain or of rejection, because they're actually like going for no. They're just like assuming they get a no. And so there's something that happens when you kind of just assume you're going to be inviting a lot of people. You forget to be afraid. You forget to be afraid of rejection. You're just like, oh, okay, no problem. Let me know you're ready. And then you move on. So your confidence starts to come out when people feel like, oh, she's not desperate for this. She doesn't need this. She actually must be wanting to help me. There's something that happens when you really do approach these invitations is I don't really need you. I'm just offering you something. It's like when a waiter comes by and is like, hey, would you like dessert? He's not offended when you say no. He's just like, okay, I was just offering you something. So just recognize that those are seeds planted. They are not failures. They are not like a reason for you to cringe and feel bad about yourself. They are awesome because those are people that are watching you now. And they might be ready for December. They might be ready for January. So consider that a win to have those invitations. So week 1, I'm earning Success Club 5 because I'm inviting at least 30 people. So that's your game plan. You're hitting Success Club next week. You can do it. I know you can if you invite those people. And then I'm opening my 30-day or 21-day group, and I'm adding my challengers to it. And every day I'm doing a power hour, inviting to my business, and I'm posting on social media 2 to 3 times a day. Okay, so that's week 1. Week 2, November 16th, this is when I'm sending out my welcome emails to my challengers, perhaps the weekend, that Saturday, Sunday. And those people who have committed to my challenge group, I'm sending them welcome emails. I'm giving them some recipes to get them to kind of hold them over until my challenge group starts. I'm reminding of their free trial cancellation. So I'm letting them know that they have this and that they, might want to cancel before the 30 days, but letting them know the value that's behind it, just because I don't like people to feel like I didn't make them very well aware of that $40 fee that's going to pop up in 30 days if they don't want it. And then I provide the link for them to join my challenge group. I load 37 days of posts to the challenge group in Hootsuite or Buffer. If you aren't on Hootsuite or Buffer, it'll change your life. That's probably not, that's not right. Yeah, that's right. So I'm loading all those challenge group posts in, so I'm not worrying about that during these holidays when things kind of get busy. I already know that's taken care of. Why do I say 37 days? Because I do a 7-day prep week. So I should say I loaded those up here. Nope, because they're starting here. Never mind. Never mind. So I'm loading them this week because I want to get the prep week going. So I have, my prep week. If you want my 30-day posts, I can provide those for you. Your Diamond Upline, my upline I'm sure has their own 30 days. The back office also has a wonderful challenge group guide with posts, and they have prep week posts. So, that's when you're trying to help people kind of get started off right, get rid of the junk in the fridge and the cabinets, getting them to weigh themselves, introducing each other, take their pictures, measure. So that's what I mean when I say, because someone asked me that question, what do you mean 37 days? Yeah. And by this week, my goal is to earn a Success Club 10. So by the middle of the month, I'm hitting Success Club 10 because I'm still inviting. I'm still doing my power hour, right? So that's my goal that's my game plan every month to get to my Success Club 10. And I'm not saying that needs to be your goal. Success Club 5 definitely does. But Success Club 10 is mine at this point. And then I finish up my previous challenge group at this point because, yes, my groups overlap. I think there's this common perception that you can't have groups overlapping or you don't start another group till you finish one. But if you're loading your stuff in Hootsuite or Buffer, it's not as overwhelming. You know what I mean? Like if you feel like you're running 2 groups at the same time and trying to post in them every day, that might seem overwhelming. But if you've figured out how to schedule your posts into Hootsuite or Buffer, that becomes, really a non-issue as far as I'm concerned. So those overlaps might happen. They will happen, honestly, because if you're doing 5-day groups every month plus 21 day, it's bound to happen. And then, of course, my daily power hour every day and posting on social media 2 to 3 times a day. Week 3, November 23rd. Now, some people might start their group this week. Some people might decide to start it the Monday after. Both work, and let me tell you why you might do one or the other, or I've gone back and forth. After my 5-day, I feel like sometimes it's really a fast turnaround to get all my people signed up for so say it ends on a Friday. So if we're gonna look at a calendar, say my 5-day ends on the 13th. If I'm inviting to my challenge group from my 5-day, they really have to order around here to get it in time for a 23rd start date. And so sometimes I do it that way if I feel like I'm going to have that down. But if I feel like I want to take a little bit more time to invite and get people signed up and get them started, I might take it to the 30th start date, because that gives me a whole week to continue to invite more people. But then I have this whole prep week, and I give them a list of menus to get started on, and they feel like they have some help. They don't feel like it's too much time in between the 5-day and my 21-day or 30-day, because those menus kind of keep them on track. So you can do either or, depending on how comfortable you feel with that turnaround of getting people invited. I might consider going to the 30th this month because of Thanksgiving, but I don't really think you have to. I really don't. I don't think it matters so much that Thanksgiving is Thursday and you start on a Monday, because we're not asking people to do the 21-day fix on Thursday. I'm sorry, I'm just not going to expect that from people. So, and we shouldn't. We're going to expect people are not going to bring their reds to the Thanksgiving table, but we're going to teach them about moderation, right? We're going to teach them this is okay to enjoy the special occasion. We're planning for it by eating well the other parts of the week. And then using moderation in that day and just not going too crazy and overboard. So that's why you might consider putting a little bit more space in between your 5-day and your 30 to 21-day, depending, how much time you really want to kind of close those purchases. So either way, I am making sure when I get my challenge group started, that making sure they're off to a great start, got their pictures taken, their measurements done, making sure that they're prepped the weekend ahead. And I start promoting my 5-day free group on November 22nd, really. That's Sunday. I'm going to post it. I'm going to post it on Sunday and promote my 5-day group, because I'm starting another 5-day on November 30th. I'm sure everybody knows the answer to this, but why do I start my 5-day on November 30th? Why did I do a 5-day on November 2nd? Those are 2 5-days starting in the same month. I know this. Who's going to answer that?
Club the first week of the next month.
Right. I always do it. And I always do it like I want the end of my 5-day group to be the beginning of a month, to get my Success Club early. There is no fun in trying to hit Success Club in the last few days. I'm darn sure going to do it and fight for it and go for it if I'm in that situation. I'm not going to give up on the last day of the month, but I don't want to. So that's my game plan every month. That 5-day happens no matter what, pretty much. There's very few exceptions, but that is happening. Why did I not do it this month? There was some reason I didn't do it this month. I don't remember what. No, I did it. I did. That's right. It was last month I did. So that's why I did it if I did it on the 26th, I might have had people purchasing on Saturday when I already had however many Success Club points. So I went ahead and pushed it to the 2nd. So that's why I do that. And that's why when I do it on the 30th, we're finishing up on the 4th. I'm hitting Success Club by this weekend. That's my plan every month, that first week. So guess what happens? Same story the next 4 weeks. And guess what? Same story January, same story February, same thing. So this isn't new. I'm not providing you anything special for the year and game plan. Maybe you were expecting something new and exciting, but it's not. And that's kind of the deal. That's kind of the secret. There's no secret. It's consistency. It's the same thing. It's me not giving up. It's you not giving up. It's you showing people that there's someone they can count on every month, that they are seeing a post from you every day that provides value. They are seeing an invitation from you every month to join their team. They're seeing an invitation from you every month to join their challenge group. They know that even if they're not ready that time, you are the person to go to when they are ready. So kind of look how this lines me up for an awesome January 1st. You know, I'm running my 5-day on December 28th. That leaves me right into the new year, meaning whatever this January date is going to be my starting my 5-day here. I'm ready to hit Success Club early in January. And if I'm planting those 3 seeds every day, like Carl talked about, every day, 3 seeds is really not a big deal. It's really nothing. I have 168 seeds planted for these last 8 weeks of the year. Can you imagine if you could plant 168 seeds, what kind of harvest you're going to have in the new year? I mean, you're going to get some sprouts into November and December, no doubt. But can you imagine what's going to happen on January and February when you're planting these seeds like this, when you're sticking to these challenges, you're sticking to this game plan, and how this momentum grows every month? And that's more seeds, and that's more seeds. And if you're inviting 2 to 3 people a week to the coaching opportunity using your daily power hour, look at how many invitations that is. You're going to hit your rank goals in no time. It really isn't that complex, is it? It's really not. And I think we kind of make it out to be like there must be some secret. What do these people know that I don't? They just know that consistency works. That's all. That's all they know, is that consistency works. So if this is something that you feel like, wow, I can do this, but you want a little accountability, we do have a Power Hour group, a Power Hour accountability group. And we just started on Monday, but I'm inviting all of you who are really ready to like stop not being consistent or stop being inconsistent and want some accountability to join the group. You can join it tonight, and I'll make exceptions for day one for not posting your day one. But the accountability is if you don't do your Power Hour at least 5 times out of the week that you're removed. And it's fun. It's a fun environment. You get to cheer for your successes, and everybody cheers with you. And you get to see your fellow coaches doing this every day, and it keeps you on track. So let me know if you want to be added to that if you're not already participating. It's a really great environment to help keep you on track. And I am doing a little prize for people who hang in till the end. So here's something to consider and talk about during this time of year. I'm always a coach, all right? So I might give myself a weekend or a Sunday to not do a true Power Hour, or even the Saturday, Sunday. It might not look like your typical Power Hour. Or I take times off from like social media. But the thing is, I'm always a coach. That's who I am. It's a part of who I am. Obviously, I have so many different roles and identities, but it's like I'm always a mom. I'm always a wife. I'm not just a coach when I want to work. And if you really approach your business that way, rather than I'm a Beachbody coach, I'm a Beachbody distributor, you'll be unusually successful when you stop thinking of it as I am a rep for a company and I sell these products, or I have, a website to buy these products from. I'm a coach. So it's evident in everything that I do, in the fabric of who I am and the value that I provide in people's lives day to day. It's like when I said to you guys in that video, oh my gosh, they're going to kick me off. I'm talking too much. That when you're going to the Halloween parties, you want to talk about, you want to like use that opportunity to connect. Sure, you're not coaching at a Halloween party, but it's part of who you are. So you're providing value. So I'm engaging everywhere I'm at. I'm making people feel. So just to reiterate what I was finishing off with was, you know, I'm always a coach, and that's pretty much evident in just how I approach people. And it's actually, I used to be pretty shy and kind of antisocial. Like my husband's job was very social. We have to go to a lot of events for his job. He's in fundraising. He like goes to like these fundraisers and these parties and galas and stuff. And it's draining to me because I'm an introvert. I don't like small talk. I used to feel like it was too surface, too I don't know, it's just superficial, and like, I don't know, it was like, I know you don't really care, so this is just pointless. That's kind of how I used to think, that I used to think just small talk was just like, why do we go to these things? Nobody cares, what, you know, we're not talking about anything of importance. But I mean, and I think that was more just like insecurity. I don't really know, but now what I realize is people just want to connect. People just want to feel a part of something. And so I realized that that's like small talk just makes people feel, you know, special, and makes them feel noticed. And that's kind of what we do on social media. And that's kind of why people are just craving social connectedness. So I've brought that into those areas of my life, like just being generous of myself. That is what we are as coaches. So I want you to really consider that even when you're off the clock, you don't have coach hat on, is that you want people to feel special. And so you are, you know, always a coach. And I kind of just said that I may protect my family time and my me time from the hustle of coaching, because you do need to turn that, you do need to turn your phone off. You need to not be under the covers like this when your husband's like, come to bed, honey, you know. But when you live this way and you're not like one way on social media, and then, you know, a different way elsewhere, it's like, that's when you are authentic and credible and reliable. People know that this is the person to reach out to. So consistency is key. This is a big point I wanted to add. Consistency is key. Do not be an all or nothing coach. I'm not saying you need to want to grow a big business and just like go like all in 5+ hours a week. That's not what I mean by all in, all or nothing. I mean, decide what is reasonable for you to commit to this business, given your lifestyle, given your goals, given the time you have, your own priorities. That's going to look different for everybody, and that is totally cool. And it should. And it's totally good if you have a different goal than me as far as what you want out of this. But if you're not consistent, even at the smallest level, you're never going to have any momentum. You're never going to really grow anything. So if you have an hour a day, give it an hour a day. If you have 2, great. It just depends on what your goals are. So my point is, you can't give it 4 hours on Sunday and then 30 minutes on Tuesday, maybe an hour on Thursday, and an hour and a half on Friday. But then Saturday and Sunday, we had a vacation. So gosh, then I got to catch up on Monday with for my laundry. Okay, Tuesday I'm going to give it an hour. 2 hours, you've got to find some level of consistency, or you're always going to feel like you're starting and stopping. There's no momentum. You can't do this. No one ever wants anything from you. People say no to me. So pick what's realistic for your lifestyle and do it. The days that you don't want to, that's going to keep you from feeling ineffective. So join the Power Hour group. I already said it, but get into the Power Hour group if you feel like you really need that push and you're not going to be able to stick to it on your own. That's what it's there for. Work from a to-do list, not your inbox. I gave you a plan. Power Hour. You don't have to work from your inbox when you have that great Power Hour that tells you exactly what to do. So do not work from your inbox. Those messages, those emails, those notifications, they come lower in the Power Hour. Okay, guys, thanks so much for getting back on the call. So I am going to announce what's up with that? I'm going to announce contest not really a game. It's going to be all random. But anybody who I'm offering anybody who mute. Still need to mute some people. I'm not sure. Here. Anybody who hits Success Club in November and December, so you have to hit Success Club just 5, at least 5, November and December. I'm going to give you 3 different options because not everybody's going to love what my favorite thing would be of these 3. It was just going to be the one, but then I realized, well, I am going to offer a personalized Erin Condren planner. I love these. If you know Erin Condren, you love these things because they're amazing. So that's that's option number 1. So for the new year, for 2016, I'm going to get you your own with your name on it. Erin Condren planner. These things are amazing. I don't care if you say, oh, I like to put my stuff in my phone. This is so fun to write in, and it's an amazing planner. And there's so many cool accessories that you can pull with it. I have an awesome. So that's and those things, they're really nice. So, but if you don't like that, I'm going to do a $50 gift card to whatever you want. Okay. So if that doesn't float your boat. So that's the contest. I'm going to put you into a drawing. I'll do like a live random drawing so you see that it's truly random. So Success Club 5 in November and December, you all can do it. I want to help you go into the new year with a stronger business than you came into it. So, okay, guys, that's it from me. Thank you so much for being here. I'm not going to put this on the page. This is just for people who ended up getting on the call. So so those of you who maybe I'll just, maybe I'll put it in the group, in the event, because you guys, they did show up, but got booted. But I'm not going to, so tell your teams to watch the video. Tell them to watch the recording because I did record it. Okay, thanks again for showing up. Oh, you know what? I'll leave it open for questions. But if you want to go home, if you want to go to bed, then you can check off. I won't be offended. But if anybody has any questions, feel free to, I'll unmute everybody. Anybody have any questions? If you know that you have some background noise, please mute yourself. I have some time if anybody has any questions about anything.
Megan, it's Connie.
Hey, Connie.
I do have a quick question for you. I just ended my 5-day on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm still kind of toying with how to plan these properly because I ended on Friday. My 21 days starts November 9th, and I have a lot of my participants from, the 5-day interested in purchasing.
Okay.
But now the problem is I don't know where to put my next 5-day. Mm-hmm. I was thinking about the 16th, but then it's right before Thanksgiving. But some of my 21-day participants find it confusing and they want to participate in both. And so I'm not sure how to consistently hop on this because we have the holiday.
So
any suggestions?
So is the concern that you aren't going to hit Success Club with your current crew of invitations?
No, I will hit Success Club before the middle of the month.
Okay.
I'm trying to find the proper timing.
If you feel there's no reason that you couldn't move forward with it on the November 16th start, even if people who are purchasing now, because it's not ideal, but with now that we have Beachbody on demand, they have access to their workouts as soon as they purchase. So worst case scenario, they get their Shakeology a couple days into the group, but they still are able to participate in the challenge. So I guess it kind of depends on why aren't these people purchasing? If they're ready to do it, are they?
No, right. No, my 21 days starts November 9th.
Oh, it starts on November 9th. Okay.
Yes. But my 5-day, I'm trying to figure out, a lot of my people don't like it in the middle of a 21 day because they want to do both.
Uh-huh.
So do I bump it to the 30th?
No, I don't worry about them.
Okay.
Do the next one.
Okay.
Do what works for you.
Okay.
It's your business. You got to do what's best for you.
I'm just still trying to figure out proper timing and what works best. So,
well, that game plan works very well for me. There's an overlap sometimes there's always an overlap. 5 days always is pretty much always during, but not. It really doesn't matter to me if they overlap or don't.
Right.
Some people like to participate in both, and that's fine with me, but I don't necessarily encourage it. But I think finishing up your 5-day, giving people enough time to order, so either a week or kind of almost 2 weeks, like, but look at, I'm going to share the link to that in the event page, my notes, but there's just 2 different options I figure as far as when you put that 21 day.
And I think that's what confused me, because I ended on Friday the 30th, and you started yours on the 2nd, and I was like, oh my gosh, I did it wrong.
Well, yeah, like I said, it's not necessarily wrong. There's 2 different options. You have to decide, what do you want? Sometimes I want a little bit more time to get more people in, and sometimes I know that I have a good, strong crew that's going to go in, and I'm ready to take off. But I do make sure that it's mapped out on my calendar, so there's no surprises. So I'm like, oh gosh, I need to promote. It's Sunday night. I need to promote because that's starting next week. But you can let that Sunday night pass by if that's not your calendar, and you're like, shoot, I missed a great opportunity. So I say you put it on your calendar, mark it out the next 6 months to a year, like map it out, mark it on, so you can stay ahead of the invitations.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah, good question. Someone's writing in a chat. So let me see if anybody's asking any questions there. Nope. Anybody have any questions? Other questions?
I do, Megan. I was wondering, you talked about waiting 1 month versus, not 1 month, waiting like 1 week versus waiting 2 weeks in between the end of your 5-day and the beginning of your longer group.
Mm-hmm.
And you talked about the benefit of waiting the longer time, because then your participants can get their challenge packs. But why would you do it sooner? Because I usually do it sooner, and I'm,
I think some people might feel that their 5-dayers, they don't want too much of a gap in between because they want to get them right into something because they've, and I think that's a great reason. And if you feel pretty much on top of your invitations, like if you're starting like on Wednesday night into your 5-day, making the personal invitations, and you know that you have a good handle on like the people who participate, and you can close these by that weekend, then you feel confident moving into it. I'm going to be honest, I am a procrastinator myself, and I must track procrastinators because I have people who just they are going to do it. I was gonna. It's kind of me. And so they just kind of take a little more following up. I always close them. It's funny. So it's not like they're not going to do it. They're not like, making a cord. They actually follow through. It's just they need a little more, time. But sometimes, but maybe you just have a better approach at closing it pretty quickly. Like it's just not, my thing. I think it's who I attract. So I do see the value in doing it quicker because some people, if they know they're going to have support like right away, then that gives them, maybe they're more motivated to jump on board. I don't know. I think that there are 2 different approaches. You got to figure out what works best for you. I wish I was a quick closer. I just know by like Wednesday night, I'm like, shoot, I haven't done enough personal invitations.
Right.
So that's my bad.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just being honest.
Right. What about, can you talk a little bit about your lifetime?
Oh yeah, I didn't even think of that. Thank you for asking that.
Mm-hmm.
I have a general accountability group. It's just run year round. I have it for people, like anybody who purchases the program from me, but not a Shakeology. I just cannot get them on board a challenge group, but they want 21-day fix. That's the environment that I have for those people because they do not go into my challenge groups. I make that very clear. If I'm going to invest this kind of time with you, you have to put a larger investment into it. These other people are, you got to put more skin on the game. That you got to show your. But I don't want to think I'm not going to help you if you just buy, a program. So that's that environment. But also anybody who completes a 5-day challenge and they want to be added, any of my customers, even if you just have a free membership, that just shows you've invested in me at some level. So they go in there. And it's basic, it's generic, it's not, I do some free challenges, like right now I'm doing one. I don't give them too much value that they don't want to get into my 21 day. You know what I mean? So I post in there daily. It's a pretty like basic fitness motivation. It's just a little bit of a connection with them, a little bit of something that they feel a connection to me, but it's not anything like what they're going to get from me in my 21 day.
So you do post daily in there?
Yes, but I buffer it. Like
Okay.
Yeah. I plan that all out.
Okay. I love buffer.
It's general basic fitness motivation and recipe. You know, it's not so much like lifestyle management like we do. Like I'm pretty deliberate about leaving just enough, you know, to be like, oh, what else can I get? Like I want a little bit more. It's on purpose.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Anybody else? I have another announcement. Okay, starting next Tuesday, the second and fourth Tuesdays of the month, because we have so many calls and so many great resources, I don't currently feel a need to do a weekly team call. Except that I like to connect with you guys on a regular basis. I feel like there's something to being able to connect in this live environment. So I don't want to offer calls because I offer a rock star call every newsletter that I find very valuable. Please tell me you're listening. I curate those things on purpose for you. I think they're, you know, strong. So that's what they're there for in the newsletter every week. So please listen to those. I listen to a lot of stuff that's not very helpful, and I don't put that in your feed but the stuff that I put in there has value. I digress. On Tuesdays and the second and fourth Tuesdays of the month, opposite our team calls, I'm going to start a live power hour. So it's a new thing. I haven't actually done it before, so it'll be interesting. But I know it was suggested to me by another couple other teams to do it, and basically, I'm going to post an image that promotes it. Maybe tomorrow or when, I don't know when, but basically just click following or click or type following so that when on Tuesday night at 8:30, we're all going to be on at the same time, and I'm going to give you basically a sort of like a power hour, but I'm going to give you enough surprises that it keeps it interesting. So it's like you're going to have 10 minutes and go do this. And we're going to like do a power hour together. And there's something to that, like, okay, we have an hour, we're going to get it done, we're going to do it together. So that's like real accountability, and it's time so you're not like going off track I've heard, I haven't, like, we'll see how it goes, but I think this is what I want to start. I think it'd be really fun. Because we all know we start a power hour and then we get off track because there's nobody, the timer that's going to go off. So I just thought that could be a really cool environment for us to connect, but we can maybe not be away from the rest of the family. We can do our whatever, you know. Not hopping on a live call like this every week. So that's my announcement there. I'll post more about it. I'll share the details a little more clearly when I do post it. But I got a great idea from Megan. Awesome. Any questions? Any more questions? Those are good questions. Thanks for asking. Thanks for asking questions. It means a lot to, like, when you speak up, because I'm sure other people have these same questions or they don't know that they have them. So it really helps others. Anybody? You feel good about your game plan?
Are you going to post that?
Yeah, I'll put that in the event, and then when I post the recording in the team call library, I'll attach the link or the link to the Google Doc.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can share that with your teams. Like if people watch the recording, that's, you know, it's fine. They can be in the contest.
I use Buffer on my regular Facebook page, but I am having a problem using Hootsuite for my groups. I keep getting notifications that I didn't give permission. I don't know if it's because I'm using different devices. Is anybody else having problems with that?
I don't know. With
Okay.
Hootsuite, there's some things I can't figure out very well. So
Okay.
I've moved into Buffer because I have less problems with Buffer. And
But
because,
Buffer, you can't post within groups, can you?
Yeah, you can.
Oh, you can. How do you do that?
There's an option above, like where you have your personal Facebook page, you have an option above that to add to like where you can post, and one of them says one of them is in groups. So you
Okay,
just
so is
click on
it a
groups.
subscription that I have to do? Is
Oh, I do pay. So yeah, that
Okay.
might be.
that must be what it is. Okay.
Okay, yeah,
I didn't know you had to pay. Is it $10 a month?
10 a month, I think.
I'm sure I'm paying for it, but I didn't know you had to pay to get into the groups. But I mean,
How much is Buffer?
I want to say
I think I chose to pay because you can only do like 10 posts at a time in Buffer. And I was trying to load up.
okay.
So I think that's why I opted to pay. I don't know if it has to do with the groups or not.
Okay.
I used Hootsuite for a long time before using Buffer, and it worked fine. But I like Buffer better. So I used it for free for a long time. So you can, but Buffer allows you to use schedule pictures. Oh, Megan was saying, I was going to mention this. Megan Page is saying that she uses Postcron. It's $8.99 a month. Love
Okay.
it. I would say $9 a month is worth it to get yourself.
Oh, absolutely.
Because you're going to make it up in efficiency for sure.
Right. Okay. Thanks.
Yeah, so my sanity is worth $9. It's worth a lot more than $9 a month.
How much was the Buffer a month?
Can't remember. Is it 10? Who knows?
I
Oh,
think it was.
for
I think
some
it's
reason
10.
I was thinking it was like triple that.
Oh, I wouldn't
like it
pay
was
it if it was that much. No.
I don't think so. No,
Okay.
I want to say it's around 10.
Okay. All right. I think I might be switching that because Hootsuite gives me headaches.
Yeah, I mean, it can be really effective, but yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Thank you for asking questions.
Megan, this is related just to platinum presenters. Are we on like 2 rooms, 3 rooms? Like I'm a little confused.
Right now we're 2, unless people want their own space.
Okay.
And they're welcome to do it. But.
Okay. All right. Have a good night, everyone.
Right. Good night. All right, unless anybody has anything else, you can say good night.
I guess I have one.
Okay, go for it.
So we didn't have I was doing my group with Lauren, and we decided to start our 21-day group on the 2nd. So we'd finish like on the 23rd. And I'm just having difficulty now because it jumped right from the 5-day into the 21-day. So I'm nervous about being able to get people to order challenge packs when they have so long until the next one.
Would you consider doing a 5-day like sooner? Another 5, like your next 5-day, like, I mean, maybe not the 9th, perhaps the 16th.
Okay.
I mean, because that would get you back. Like, before I got my situation figured out, what I was doing, it wasn't like this, and then I realized, oh shoot, I need to do that because I don't like this. I don't like pushing it this late. I kind of had to do like double up on my 5 days in a month just to kind of get the right cycle. So you might have to just get it backed up to a more comfortable schedule for you. You might budget a little bit, like do your next 5 days as soon as possible so that you can start your 21-day on the 30th, or even even on the first week of whatever that first week of. I'm looking at the calendar right now. So
because we have our 5-day scheduled the same time as yours is the 30th.
That's your next 5 days.
We're trying to switch back and get onto that schedule. So
yeah, and you could do that. You might consider doing one earlier if you're.
Why don't you try for a shake and share or something, Rochelle?
Okay.
I mean, it's not a 5-day, but at least it's another event that might draw people in to do a Shakeology HD.
Okay.
Something else.
What do you mean by shake and share?
What about a 3-day refresh group right after
Oh,
Thanksgiving?
okay. Yeah, I forgot about that because I had wanted to do that soon. Okay.
Yeah. Do you have your own results? Like start, and that's the thing to think about when you're planning out your month. Okay, I know under a 3-day refresh group on the 30th, I'm going to start sharing my results from my 3-day. I'm going to start nodding to it with my posts, getting around it, and then when I'm like, bam, I already know a little bit about it when I invitation. So that's an option.
Okay. That's a good idea because I've been wanting to do one soon anyway. So
you might grab a different demographic than the people that you're inviting to your 21 days because they're grabbing people who don't want to do fitness quite yet.
Yeah.
So like I can do something for 3 days and get some results, and then you're on Shakeology, and then they're like, wow, this is good, and then you might move into fitness. I have found that I can get people in that 3-day refresh a lot easier than I can get them into a fitness program because 3 days isn't a lot of work.
Yeah. Does it come as a challenge pack, the Shakeology and the refresh? Okay.
160. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Sure. Good question. Anybody else? All right, I'll let you guys go. Thanks so much for showing up tonight. I appreciate you. Have an awesome week. I'll meet you online next week for our live power hour. Stay tuned. And then I have a special guest speaker on the following week, my confidence coach. Yes, I hired a coach. And she's helped me really with some mindset things that I struggle with moving into this year. So I'm really excited for you to hear from her. All right, guys, have an awesome night. Thanks again.